Well, sometimes I come off a little radical, and maybe I am, because I thought freedom was supposed to be for all citizens of the United States, and I mean legal citizens. I really thought that's what it was about. I thought that, we were supposed to have freedom that was guaranteed by the Constitution of the United States. I honestly must have been just sold a bill of goods when I went to school, and I was taught that capitalism would, allow those of us at the bottom the potential to rise to the top. But we've just become a nation that's just not true anymore. I know there are a lot of people pissed off out there, about blaming others and this, that, and the other. The truth is, we have nobody to blame but ourselves. We have decided to just allow our government to do all these things for us, and we expect them to do things for us, and that's what we want them to do. I don't want them to do jack shit for me. Here's what I want them to do. I want them to govern, maintain the budget, and look out for the best interest of the Constitution of the United States and our nation as a whole. I don't think any one citizen has any more rights than another citizen. Nobody here is special. Nobody. And therefore, when people try to use their, problems to try to get special treatment, special interest, well, the only people that win in this country are the special people that have money, or the people that have money want to make their special causes and use them against everybody else. Now, I know there's many going to say, but you don't understand my life. No, I do understand your life. I do understand. I grew up poor. I grew up without anything. I know what it's like to be hungry. I know what it's like to be called certain names. I know what it's like to be bullied. But somehow we kept our noses to the grindstone. And I can tell you all from personal experience that social programs don't work. They really don't help. Matter of fact, the social programs, they actually made my dad lazier instead of ascertaining and grabbing the brass ring and going to a better level. He was a good man, loving man, but my gosh, if he could sit at home and draw his free check from, unemployment, and it's not that, he couldn't work. He could work. It wasn't until he left construction and went into trucking. You see, there's almost no unemployment for a trucker. It's almost non-existent, folks. At that time, my dad had to continue to work. At that time, even though the pay wasn't great, he did stay working steady. If you don't know what it's like to be on free lunches, and I don't disagree with that social program, by the way, we need to continue that program for children. Our children should not suffer because their parents were idiots. They should not suffer because our parents are idiots. We should have a social responsibility to make sure children are taken care of. We want to talk about health care. Children don't have a choice. Children don't have a choice, folks. Surely we're not so cold-hearted that we wouldn't want to provide health care for children. But adults that are able-bodied, that can think, that can get out and work, we shouldn't provide shit for them. We really shouldn't. They should provide for themselves. I don't know how else to say it. I went a many day as a kid hungry. Believe it or not. I know what it's like to go to bed without a meal. I know what it's like to do without. I know what it's like to have others point their fingers at and make fun of you because you wear Goodwill clothes. You know what? Leastways we had clothes. I know what it's like to live in a house down in the hood in Kansas City, Kansas, that the rats were bigger than cats. I know what it's like. And the thing about down in the hood, folks, it didn't matter if we were white or black. We were all poor together. I really don't understand this racial divide that we have going across the nation, because I started out in a predominantly black community. That's where I started. Then we moved out to the country, a town of only 300 people. And it didn't matter what skin color you were. People treated you like shit if you were poor. So I would like to say that when we moved up to Osborne, Missouri, that while my family was musically inclined and the church enjoyed us, the rest of the town would just as soon spit on us and, use that dirty N-word about us. That's the way they looked at us. That's the way we were treated. But we rose above it. We continued to work hard. What I decided to do was go out and work for farmers, mow lawns, anything I could to hustle a dollar to help out around the house. It's what I did. If you don't believe me, if you ever get the chance to meet my brother or sister, ask them. My mom and dad, they may not admit to it because they would say, well, that means we were crappy parents. My mom and dad weren't crappy parents. They were not crappy parents. They were great parents. All parents make mistakes. We lived through some hard times in the 70s and the 80s. I think people forgot there was a recession. There was a recession. I've seen these same hard times fall upon American people again because of the same stupidity all over again. Mismanagement by the government. Mismanagement by the people themselves. Folks, let me tell you something. When you expect your government to do for you, you have given up your right to do for yourself. There's nothing more rewarding in life than doing it on your own or doing it with others. Nothing sucks more in life than getting free shit that you don't deserve. You can't even look somebody in the eye. I remember us going to the store and whipping out the food stamps and people looking at us. Before food stamps, there was commodities. A lot of people don't know about that, but there was commodities. Commodities Wednesday was heyday for us. Good cheese, good peanut butter. Some good shit. But it wasn't meant for you totally to survive on. It was just bare existence. Bare existence. Then food stamps came around. I've seen people abuse the system. Abuse the system so they could sell the food stamps to go buy their drugs or buy their booze or buy their cigarettes. I've seen the system be abused of where when the social services came around, the guy was running out the back door so that the woman could get more money for her and the kids. I've seen it all. I was there, live in person, living in those environments. So when people look at me now, because I've came out of there and I've worked hard and I've never forgot where I came from. And they say, oh, well, you have a privileged life. I didn't have a privileged life, folks. If you think bucking hay out in the 105-degree heat in the middle of the summer is a privileged life, you're sorely mistaken. If you think shoveling hog shit for a farmer for $2 an hour in the same 100-degree plus heat is a privilege, well, wow. I would like to know where my privileged life was. I didn't get a free education. I didn't get any free education. You know what I had to do? I had to join the Army. That's how I got my education. I had to earn it. So I didn't receive a privileged life. I was pulled over just as many times, if not more, as my brothers and sisters of color. I was harassed by law enforcement. I've been wrongfully accused of things I did not do. I've been thrown in jail. I've been beat on. It's amazing that I have any kind of respect for law enforcement at all. Or the law. But I know not all police officers are bad. Just like I know not all truckers are bad. Just like I know not all black folks are bad. Just like I know not all white folks are bad, and so on and so on and so on. I still believe that we as Americans, if we just look across all this bullshit that the media keeps pumping up, and maybe we had a cue with one another every once in a while. You know, instead of looking at how we can get the shit from the other person's pocket into our own, maybe we should just learn how to be brothers and sisters and enjoy what we earned. There's something to be said about enjoying the fruit of your labor. But this country has come down to they want to enjoy the fruit of somebody else's labor. And then the other side wants to chip us and turn us into a slave. Not even a slave anymore. They want to make us a fief with the land. I don't know what else to say. The bickering, the arguing, it seems awful childish to me when we're all in the same plight. Well, I hope that this does somebody some good. I don't want any free shit. I want to earn what's mine. I just want the freedom to grab the brass ring, the American dream. That's all I want. Is that too much to ask for? Just a poor boy that started out in the hood of Kansas City, worked in the country towns as a townie. That's what they called me, folks. They called me a townie. You know what townie rhymes with? Rhymes with brownie. It's the same thing. The same disdain, attitude that was said to me. It's the same feeling. There you go, my brothers and sisters. Poor is poor, whether you're poor white trash or a poor black person in the hood. It's the same. Whether you're a Hispanic person in the barrio, it's the same. Whether you live in a trailer court, it's the same. You all should go check it out for a moment. You'll find out. You have so many similarities, it's pathetic. Instead of pointing your finger at each other and calling each other names, you might want to reach out to each other and help each other out. And grab the American dream, if it still exists. Does the American dream still exist? Not if we continue to expect free shit. If we don't earn it, we don't have the right to burn it. You guys have a good day. Think about that one. To those who believe, God bless.